Hey everyone, welcome back to Aussie Green Thumb. Thinking of growing tomatoes in your garden? Tomatoes are one of the best plants to grow. They're juicy, delicious, and perfect for all kinds of dishes. But what if your plants suddenly develop problems like spots on the leaves or wilting stems? These issues can quickly take over, turning your garden dream into a disappointing harvest. But don't let that get you down. We've got just the solutions you need. In this video, we're breaking down the top 10 common tomato diseases which cover fungi, viruses, and bacteria, along with simple tips on how to prevent and cure them so your plants can stay strong and productive. First in the list of tomato diseases is early blight that are caused by fungi. If you notice dark brown or black spots with concentric rings on the lower leaves, stems, or fruit of your tomato plants, it's likely a fungal infection. It typically appears in warm, wet conditions and can spread rapidly if left untreated. To prevent this, make sure your plants have enough space for good air circulation, water at the base to keep leaves dry, and always start with disease-free seeds or plants. If you do see signs of infection, remove the affected leaves, apply a copper-based fungicide, and rotate your crops to stop it from coming back. Watch out for greasy, water-soaked spots that quickly turn brown and spread across the leaves, stems, and fruit. This could be a sign of late blight. This disease usually occurs when late season temperatures are cool and dew is heavy. To prevent it, choose disease-resistant varieties, avoid overhead watering, and mulch around your plants to keep the soil dry. If you spot an infection, remove the affected plants right away to stop it from spreading. You can also use fungicides containing chlorothalonil or copper to prevent further outbreaks. Fusarium wilt affects tomato plants by blocking water and nutrient flow, causing the plants to wilt and die. To prevent it, avoid planting tomatoes in the same soil for several years. Ensure good drainage and avoid overwatering, as Fusarium thrives in wet conditions. Unfortunately, once a plant is infected, there's no cure. The best course of action is to uproot and destroy the infected plant to prevent soil contamination and protect the rest of your garden. Keeping your soil healthy with compost and cleaning tools after use can also help reduce the risk of infection in future crops. Verticillium wilt may look similar to Fusarium wilt, with yellowing leaves and wilting starting from the bottom, but it thrives in cooler temperatures and affects a wider range of plants. To prevent it, stick to resistant varieties and rotate your crops regularly. Unfortunately, there's no cure once infection sets in, so removing and destroying infected plants is key. Unlike Fusarium, Verticillium can stay dormant in the soil for years, so solarizing your soil, covering it with clear plastic during the hottest part of summer, can help kill off the fungus and protect future crops. Septoria leaf spot starts with small, round spots with grey centres and dark edges on the lower leaves. While it doesn't directly harm the fruit, it can cause significant leaf loss, weakening the plant and reducing your yield. The fungus thrives in warm, humid conditions and spreads through splashing water, so be sure to avoid overhead watering and give your plants plenty of space for air circulation. If you're getting value from these tips and want to grow even better tomatoes, stick around. We've got more coming. And while you're here, hit like and subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos packed with expert advice to keep your garden blooming all season long. Tomato mosaic virus, TMV, is a highly contagious virus that causes yellow, mottled patches on leaves, stunted growth, and distorted fruit, severely impacting your tomato harvest. It spreads easily through contaminated tools. Since there's no cure, prevention is crucial. Start with virus-free seeds, sterilize your tools between uses, and be cautious when handling plants. If you spot infected plants, remove and destroy them right away to stop the virus from spreading to healthy plants. Good hygiene and careful handling are your best defenses against TMV. Bacterial spot is not usually fatal to tomato plants, but it can severely weaken them. The disease affects the leaves, stems, and fruit, leading to defoliation that can result in poor fruit quality and increased vulnerability to other infections. If left unchecked, bacterial spot can cause extensive damage, but it rarely kills the plant outright. However, Timely intervention, like removing infected plants, applying copper fungicides, and improving garden hygiene, can help control the spread and protect the rest of your crop. Bacterial wilt can be devastating for tomato plants, often leading to rapid plant death, making it far more serious than some other diseases. It infects plants through the soil and can cause sudden, complete wilting of leaves, starting with the lower leaves and progressing upward. Unlike Fusarium and Verticillium wilts, bacterial wilt causes sudden death and doesn't show the gradual yellowing of leaves. Bacterial wilt spreads faster in warm, moist soils. Once a plant is infected, there's no cure, and it can be fatal. To prevent bacterial wilt, plant in well-drained soil, rotate crops regularly, and avoid planting tomatoes in areas where the disease has been present. Remove and destroy any infected plants immediately and sanitize gardening tools to stop the spread. Ensuring good soil health and drainage is crucial to keeping bacterial wilt at bay. Showing up as those telltale white powdery patches on leaves, stems, and even fruit, powdery mildew is a fungal disease that are usually found when plants are spaced too closely, resulting in poor air circulation. Unlike many other diseases, it thrives in warm, dry weather with high humidity, so don't be fooled by dry conditions. To keep it at bay, make sure your plants have plenty of space to breathe, prune them to improve air circulation, and steer clear of overhead watering. If you spot signs of infection, act fast by removing affected parts and treating the plants with fungicides like sulfur or potassium bicarbonate. Blossom end rot is one of the most common issues tomato growers face, and it's not actually a disease. It's a nutrient imbalance. You'll notice dark, sunken spots at the bottom of your tomatoes, and that's a sign your plants aren't getting enough calcium. To prevent it, keep your soil's moisture consistent by watering regularly, especially during dry spells. Mulching helps retain moisture and make sure your plants are getting a balanced supply of nutrients. Unfortunately, once blossom end rot shows up on a fruit, there's no saving it. But by adjusting your watering habits and feeding schedule, you can stop it from affecting the rest of your harvest. Keeping your tomato plants healthy doesn't have to be tricky. With these tips, you're ready to protect your tomatoes from disease and boost your harvest. What's been your biggest tomato challenge this season? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear and help each other out. And if you want to know which tomato varieties are best for your garden, check out our video on 9 types of tomatoes you don't want to miss. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss exciting gardening tips and updates. Until next time, happy gardening.